I'm Steve Walker. Welcome to the Pet Department. We're the show that helps you find a pet, care for a pet, and then enjoy that pet. There he is, the star of the show. He's all leashed up over there. That's my dog, Jack, and he's showing his best side. There you go, Jack. Jack's on the show with me, as you'll find out. Now, a second ago, I was holding on to one of those golden retrievers, and I got this big, huge schmutz. I mean, it's just, I guess, a loogie is what you'd call it. I'm sorry. It's what you call it. And then Lou ran in with this little tissue, and she wiped it off. But I don't know. Our wardrobe lady, Sue Abel, is going to be so mad at me because this is a brand spanking new jacket. I'm sorry, Sue. But you know what? It was worth it. Take a look at our road test guests today. They're golden retrievers. They're one of the most popular dogs in America. The fourth most owned dog, by the way, in the United States. Why are they so popular? If you stick around just for a couple minutes, I'll tell you. And I'll tell you how to care for them and how to have them and how to find them, which is what we do here at the Pet Department. You're going to notice a little bit of a theme today on today's show, if you haven't already. We have golden retrievers. We're also going to be talking to Pet Department trainer Andrea Arden. You got a little smile on your face because you see where I'm going,
yeah,
don't
it's very, all the segments are very similar.
I know, it's starting to make perfect sense now. You're going to be talking to us about fetching or retrieving.
Yep, that's right.
And I was curious, or actually a little surprised to learn that even if you're a golden retriever, for example, you may not be the best retriever.
Nope.
So we have to teach our dogs to do this.
That's right.
And you're going to show us how.
I am.
Did I take the tease? Did I take all the words right out of your mouth?
You did.
Anything else you want to say?
No.
Really? All right. Continuing this theme, you sure? Last chance. Okay. Continuing this theme, standing by outside in Madison Square Park, is Jane Fergus, and I hope that you're going to be able to continue what we're talking about here, yeah?
Oh, I absolutely am, Steve. Check this out. All right, here you go. Oh,
whoa.
Yes! That is no ordinary dog. That's Owen. He's a world champion Frisbee catching dog. Come here. Good work, good work. We're going to take a look at Owen and all his best tricks, and we're going to meet his owner trainer when we come back. We'll find out what makes them such a good team. You want to go out again? Come on.
Cool. Ooh, that was an even better one. These dogs, in some cases, can jump up to 15 feet in the air, which is quite amazing. All right, before we get going, I have to talk about cats because we're dog heavy. Did you also notice that part of the show? Dog, dog, dog. So for you cat people, don't go anywhere. This is a scratching post, you probably realize. I have it out here because I got a letter from Sarah Goodman. She lives in Brooklyn, New York. She has a cat, Patra, who has a nasty habit of clawing up all of her furniture. She bought a scratching post like this, and the cat refuses to use it. What can I do? What can I do? Help me, Steve. That's what I'm here for. So let me tell you a couple quick things that you can maybe use to get your cat to use the scratching post. First of all, make sure it's a good one like this one. This has like sisal or rope on it. That's a good thing. Take your cat over and play with it when it's a kitten and actually scratch. I don't know if you can hear on my microphone. Not really. But if you make that noise with your own fingernails, sometimes it helps the cat to go ahead and figure out what to do. We also have a little bit of catnip here, which you can buy in most pet stores. Most cats really love this stuff. So if you get it, just rub a little bit of it on the scratching post. Sometimes that'll get them to do it. See this carpet one over here? I don't know. It's just not quite as good. I probably wouldn't recommend it. It will work, but it just doesn't work as well as the sisal does. Why do cats do that anyway? Why do they use their claws and scratch up? It's because they have to wear down the nail sheets somehow. So they're going to use your furniture or whatever's available. So you really need to have something there because they will scratch, unless of course you have them declawed. All right, we ready to retrieve, folks? It's a retrieving kind of day. I'm sorry about the jacket, Sue. We're going to do a Pet Department road test now. In the late 1800s, a guy named Lord Tweedmouth, it looks like Tweedmouth, but it's Tweedmouth, actually crossed a retriever and a Tweed water spaniel, which is now a dog that is extinct. And he came out with a sort of flat-coated retriever, which later became the golden retriever that we know today. They didn't start calling them golden retrievers till about 1913, but they are excellent companion dogs, even though they were bred for hunting purposes, and of course you probably recognize them as guide dogs as well. Mary Cummings is here. She is a breeder of golden retrievers. You have been for about 30 years, and you're here to tell us about the Goldens. They're a very willing to please breed, aren't they, Mary? Do you think that that's universal among the breed?
Yes, I think it was bred into it.
Yeah?
Because they were bred to be responsive to human stimulation and not to birds and
Right.
other animals.
The problem is a lot of people think because they're so willing to please, oh, I'll get a golden retriever and it'll be a great dog. You still need to spend time with them and socialize them and train them.
They're big dogs, and if they are not taught properly and taught manners, they're like juvenile delinquents, and then people get rid of them, which is very, very
It's sad.
undesirable.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
right. So if you're going to get a big dog like this, make sure that you plan to train it properly, take it to obedience class,
Right.
etc.
And exercise, you say, is the key to having a good, one of the
Having
keys
a
to
mellow. First of all, you have to make sure that you get one that comes from parents that are mellow.
Temperament is everything,
Must
isn't
check, absolutely. Temperament has to be number one. You must check on the parents.
Yeah, I
Never
think
buy
that's-
a puppy without seeing the parents.
I think that's one of your best suggestions. Make sure you see the
Yes.
temperament of the parents. As long as we're talking about when you go to pick out that puppy, I know that some Goldens sometimes have problems with hips and eyes. Can you get a certificate from the breeder that says that these dogs have been checked and they're not going to develop
You
problems?
can
like
from
that?
some breeders. I don't think the certificate is as important as the reputation of the breeder,
I see.
because that dog can't tell you whether that certificate belongs with that dog.
I see. So you really got to know your breeder and trust
Yes,
them.
yes.
What's the barking going on down here?
Well-
We're on TV. These dogs do shed, which I think people
Yes.
may or may not know. So do we have to brush them every day?
Yes.
And we have
The more you
just-
brush them, the better they look and the less shed you have. But they are double-coated dogs, and so this undercoat comes out fairly frequently, and dust piles,
I
dust
know,
mice
and
in the corner. Yeah, there you go.
I got
Navy
the
blue jacket.
Schmutz on my jacket. I
Yeah.
know I shouldn't have worn
Right.
that. I also want to show their ears. Come here, buddy. Because it's important to clean their ears. How come?
Because they have flop ears, and they become little incubators for anything, either mites or bacteria or fungus or any number of things.
Right.
And so the ears should be cleaned at least once a week, maybe more often, depending upon the, check them.
Okay.
If they're infected, they'll smell.
Okay, and
the
they also-
dog will scratch at it.
And they'll get real thick sometimes too, which is not good. Don't use a Q-tip though. Ask your veterinarian how to clean
Yes,
your dog's
use a
ears
Q-tip.
because that's an important thing to know. All right, what would you say is the most important thing to know if I'm going to go get a golden retriever? What would you advise people?
Well, we've said temperament number one, meet
See
the
the parents.
Correct. And of course, make certain that the environment that the puppy is raised in
Right.
is clean, and
And be ready for, I guess, having a puppy in your house.
well, and have the crate waiting at home.
Check out Mary Cummings doing her own recap here. It's like, have you ever been on television
Yes.
before? I could tell. Let me do the recap that we
Yeah.
usually do on the Pet Department Road Test, but you could have done it, and you did a good job getting launched on it. This is what you need to consider if you're thinking about getting a golden retriever. First of all, we didn't really talk about money, but it's pretty standard if you want a good quality dog. You see $700 on up for a show quality dog. If you have an apartment, I'm going to advise against it, and then I'm going to ask Mary what she thinks. But you can have them in an apartment if you crate train them, if they get exercise outside of the house.
Absolutely.
Active friendly, absolutely. That's why the fourth most popular dog. Talk with the vet, talk with the breeder about hips, eyes, and of course clean those ears so we don't get ear infections. And they can be a fairly long-lived dog, and they're very sweet dogs. And in my experience, golden retrievers, all of the golden retrievers that I've met, happen to be very, very gentle and good dogs. And of course, that's why they're guide dogs and such good companion animals.
And that's what the reason for checking the parents, because then you know whether the temperament is going to be
Exactly. Mary Cummings, we couldn't get to all of it, but thank you for giving us sort of the highlights on the golden retriever. I know you actually got a golden retriever for one of our producers, Steve Schwartz, and so I thank you for...
Absolutely.
Who's an awful dog, by the way.
No, she's a darling.
She gets in more trouble. I can't even begin to tell you about it. And by the way, I haven't told you this. My dog Jack has a girlfriend, and she's a golden retriever.
Well, he's a smart dog.
Well, there you go. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you. Later on the program, some fetching advice from our pet department trainer, Andrea Arden. Stay tuned. But coming up next, meet a world-class Frisbee dog. We're flying high after a quick break.
Searching for the power of Fox shows?
Spooky.
You'll find it on FX. Fox Gone Cable.
Today's Pet Department Road Test is brought to you by Whiskas.
No matter when it starts, a relationship like this should last for life. So nourish it with Whiskas. Whiskas. Only Whiskas has Vitalife to help strengthen your cat's natural defenses. The fact is, more cats enjoy their long, happy lives with Whiskas than any other cat food in the world. Make friends for life with Whiskas. And now, Whiskas has new salmon and rice made with real salmon. Whiskas.
Incredibly, Matchlight, the dependable one-match charcoal from Kingsford, is ready to cook on in just 15 minutes. So, the sooner you get Matchlight, the sooner you eat.
Sure, I want to kill bacteria, but for my money, I want more. Check out new Joy Antibacterial. It kills germs on hands and cuts tough grease using 50% less than this stuff. Joy Antibacterial. Gives me more for less.
Do you believe a judge would murder in the name of justice?
We cannot let this happen.
A drunk could win an unwinnable case.
Maybe.
This June, you will believe. FXM Movies from Fox delivers over 60 years of legendary 20th Century Fox films, uncut and commercial-free. Believe in the power of justice. At 8 and 10, every Thursday night in June, justice is served.
Objection.
Michael Douglas takes the law into his own hands.
There is nothing we can do.
Believe in the power of premieres. This June, the biggest Fox movies premiere on FXM. Paul Newman discovers justice isn't blind.
Ain't that the truth?
Believe in the power of movie making. FXM takes you on the lot with FXM Friday Nights with George Gray and FXM Dailies with Leanza Cornett puts you behind the scenes of today's blockbusters. So what will you believe in tomorrow? What does FXM have on tonight? Contact your local cable operator about this new movie network today.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Pet Department. I'm Steve Walker and this is my dog Jack. How you doing? What did you think of those golden retrievers? I think it reminded him of his girlfriend. Gracie! I'm gonna bring, where's Gracie? Yeah, I'm not Gracie. I'm gonna bring in a picture of Gracie so we can see his girlfriend. All right, it's time for our photo du jour. Another fine looking dog. It's a chocolate lab. Check it out. Comes from Wilmington, Ohio. It's a 2-year-old animal named Brandy, and it's owned by Ruth Mendenhall. Ruth says Brandy likes to, is like a great big 75-pound kid because he loves to play with his big stuffed ladybug and football. Thanks for sending that in. Here's the address if you want to send us a picture of your pet. We might show it on TV, you never know. It's the Pet Department, P.O. Box 825, Madison Square Station, New York, New York. Here's the zip code, 10159-0825. Now. Good. See, that's about how good I am at playing Frisbee, and Jack's even worse. I'll tell you why in a second. But there are some dogs out there who are quite good at it. In fact, every year, thousands of dogs compete in Frisbee catching competitions. One of them is standing by outside, and that's where Miss Jane is standing by to introduce us to him. Hi, Jane.
Oh, hi, Steve. Miss Steve. Oh, we are absolutely, did you get that? We are absolutely enjoying watching Owen, the Frisbee catching champion dog, with his owner-trainer, that's Pon Dept. They're from Anaheim Hills, California, and they are the winners of the Alpo Canine Frisbee Championship. It's a culmination, like you said, of over 100 community competitions with all sorts of shapes and sizes. Look at that. They're judged on showmanship, leaping agility, degree of difficulty, and execution. And as you can see, his execution looks pretty darn good. Look at that. It's amazing. It's funny, though, because it's a freestyle competition, so there really are no rules. It's just a matter of safety for the dogs. And this is Pon.
Hi.
How are you, Pon?
I'm great, thank you.
Well, that's great. Now, when did you start training Frisbee?
I started working Frisbee about 4 years ago with Owen when he was 11 weeks old.
And when did you think Owen would be a good Frisbee dog?
You know, as time we start training, I see the ability and the drive that Owen have. So I know that he will be a good competition dog.
And he looks like he's in great shape. How often do you guys practice?
We practice about 5-6 times a week, maybe 20 minutes to half an hour each time.
All right, so let's take a look at some of his best moves. Which ones does he like best?
Okay, well, let me get Frisbee.
All right.
He's a border collie, isn't he, Jane?
Yeah, he's a 4-year-old border collie, Steve. And he is just one of the best dogs I've ever seen. He's so well trained.
Owen?
All right, here, this is the first one. This is called, I think, a backflip. Is that what you said,
Yes.
Pon?
Owen, ready? Stay. Hup. Good boy. Owen, here. This one's going to be like a side flip. Good boy.
That's called a side to side.
Good. Wow, this one's back ball. Stay. Come here. Owen.
Come on, Owen.
Stay. Up.
Cool.
Good. That's
And
called.
Steve, you know, over half the dogs competing in the competition are either half-breeds or dogs who are rescued from animal shelters.
That's great.
And Pon has had this dog since he was 11 years
Here.
old. Let's take one more look, one good one.
Come on. Come on. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it.
Rapid fire.
Oh, all right, that's one of the crowd favorites. Thank you, Pon, for joining us today, and thank you, Owen.
Thanks.
Hey,
All right.
I don't know, can Pon hear me, Jane?
Pon, can you? No, he can't. Do you have a question?
Yeah, ask him how long it took him to train Owen to do that.
How long has it taken you to train Owen to do this?
It's been 4 years since I've been training him. So
And Pon is actually a dog trainer.
yes, I went to the fair and I saw Alpo had a show over at the fairs, and I picked up the training manuals and I started working with Owen
So
ever since.
4 years and he's already a world championship
That's
dog. And you know, Steve, what's interesting is that even if you don't get your dog into competition, if you're not determined enough to do that, it's still a lot of fun and a great way to keep your dog in shape.
Thank you very much, Pon. Thank you very much,
just
Owen, and thank you very much, Jane
the way
Fergus.
us get bonding.
Great.
It is a great way to bond, he's right. And
Yeah.
you know what? Border Collies are very smart dogs. They're like the #1 breed supposedly for smartness, so they'd be a good choice. Jack, do I have time to tell what happened with Jack and the Frisbee? We call it the Frisbee incident. I tried to teach Jack how to catch a Frisbee. I put the Frisbee in his mouth like that, and then I took it out and I kind of put it back in, and then I took about, I don't know, 10 steps back, and I tossed it, and it went bonk, hit him right between the eyes, and it fell. And he just looked at me like, bad game. And since then, it's really been, he just hasn't really gotten it. So it's one of the few things that Jack can't do. But you know, Jack can do lots of other things. And sometimes he can even surprise me. Check it out. Jack, how you doing? Oh, kisses for me. Oh, you never kissed me this much. Thank you. You really do love me, don't you? Oh. That was good. Oh, the things I do. See, yeah, I don't even have any peanut butter on. You still do love me. The things I do for television. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to teach you how to teach your dog to fetch. It's good advice from our pet department trainer.
Good. Come.
Hang on, you're going for a ride.
I think I'm going to need a six-pack.
A high-flying stuntman, a beautiful blonde, and their slow-witted sidekick
I'm just a stuntman in training.
are back in action and dusting the competition.
Funny that way.
Lee Majors is the Fall Guy, today at 5, only on FX.
Some thoughts on, should I sleep with it or not?
This is a big question.
I mean, how long can you really wear a tampon?
Overnight?
All night?
The whole night?
A group of leading gynecologists agree that you can wear a tampon overnight for up to 8 hours.
This is good news.
And nothing protects better
Than a Tampax tampon.
During the day?
Or at night. They're very smart, those gynecologists.
Tampax.
Overnight.
'Cause it's okay.
Sweet dreams.
Good night.
Tampax. Women know.
Sure, I want to kill bacteria, but for my money, I want more. Check out New Joy Antibacterial. It kills germs on hands and cuts tough grease using 50% less than this stuff. Joy Antibacterial. Gives me more for less.
If you're not taking a calcium supplement, you may be taking chances. And it could take 20 years to know for sure. By then, it may be too late. So which one should you take? Oscal. Just compare Oscal to many store brands. Which has been tested and proven effective in clinical studies. Oscal comes from a natural calcium source that retains its natural nutrients. Oscal, recommended by more doctors. Oscal. And it costs only pennies more a day. Don't take chances. Take Oscal.
Mornings start early around here. Everybody wants to help me cook. Homemade banana pancakes. This is my favorite little secret. Crisco cooking spray.
Won't scorch as easily as a leading spray.
You only have so much time to be together.
Crisco cooking spray.
Great meals start here.
Hi, I'm Alicia Silverstone with PETA. When it comes to animals, there's no need to be a classroom cut-up. Use your right to refuse to dissect frogs, cats, pigs, even worms. Contact me at PETA for information on exciting, humane alternatives to dissection. They'll help you make the grade without using animals. Remember, biology is the study of life, not death. Thanks.
watching the Pet Department on FX. I'm Steve Walker, and this is my dog, Jack. You know, I taught Jack how to fetch, and it's a really good thing to teach a dog because it helps you bond with the animal, and it's also a good skill for them to have in a lot of different kinds of situations. And dogs aren't naturally fetchers, even if they are retrievers. Andrea Arden is our Pet Department trainer, and she's here to teach our dog how to fetch. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So not all dogs really are good, but they do have an instinct to fetch,
Yeah,
don't they?
all dogs have an instinct to retrieve. I don't care what the breed is. It's a matter of how much that instinct surfaces, because all dogs had to chase prey at some point way back.
Even Chihuahuas?
Even Chihuahuas. Wow. Even them. And then, you know, the dog we had on before doing the Frisbee, that dog has a very intense prey drive.
Yeah. Did you see the Border Collie? He was probably seeing them herd sheep. And you could see how he crouched
He was herding
down.
the Frisbees.
I know, it was really cool.
Exactly.
Okay, but we're talking about fetching. So how young should we start? How young is...
Well, that guy said he started at 11 weeks. If you get your puppy at 8 weeks old, start at 8 weeks old.
And a good way to teach them is play fetching. There is a way that you can teach a more formal way of
It's called a forced retrieve.
Right.
Which actually, we actually did have to work with this dog doing that because he was brought to us when he was about 7 months old.
Yeah.
And he had no drive to retrieve, and they really wanted him to.
But we're going to talk about sort of more playful
That's right.
methods.
So this is really for puppies.
Okay, I noticed that you have the dog on a leash, and that you recommend that.
Absolutely.
Do you recommend starting inside like this?
Definitely, because you want to start somewhere where there's not a lot of distractions, and it's usually a good idea to start in a hallway.
Because that's a contained area?
Exactly, yeah. And then we have the dog on the leash to contain him even more, so we have him under
Introduce
control.
our dog here.
Okay, this is Boo-Ray. He's actually a 9-month-old yellow lab. And here's an example of a dog. He's a Labrador retriever, but he didn't like to retrieve.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the first step?
Okay, the first thing is, Boo-Ray, let's go. The first thing you do is, again, have the dog on a leash. You're going to have a toy in your hand. Toss it like you normally would.
Okay.
Okay? Boo-Ray. We're going to pretend like he doesn't know how to retrieve. If the dog goes to get the toy and he doesn't show interest to come back, you're going to back up and encourage him to come to you.
And maybe give a tug on the leash?
And make it fun. Maybe a little tug. You don't want to drag him in.
Okay.
It's really to encourage him back to you. Now notice what he's doing. He's sitting here like most puppies would do and just saying, okay, I got it. I'm going to enjoy it now.
Right.
You don't want to do this.
How come?
Because what you're going to teach him is, I go get the toy and I go play with it. That's not what the game is. The game is you go get the toy and bring it to me to play with.
Okay, so as soon as he brings it back, you
then you're actually going to take it immediately. Or what you can do is you can have another toy, so when he brings it back to you, right away you show him the other toy and you say, look, I've got something even better.
And this is what I call the TTM, or two-toy method, right?
That's good. That's a good name for it.
Because they'll throw one toy and they'll see, oh, he has another toy.
I better go back to this person.
Right.
You're making yourself, more exciting to the dog.
And it's a good thing. And we also have longer leashes that you can buy. This one looks like it's...
because a lot of people would say, well, this is only 6 feet. How much fun is that? As you build up in the training, as you get him more under control and you encourage him to come back to you, move on to a longer leash.
Important to say the command fetch right after you throw it?
Not necessarily. You can wait a little while to do that. Right now, it's really about making it fun for the dog and getting into his head the habit of, when I go to get something, I bring it back to you.
Here's the other thing that I've had a problem with. You throw an object, the dog goes and gets it, and then as soon as they see you have another toy, they'll drop
it.
Yeah.
Okay, the timing's important. You've tossed this toy, he has it in his mouth, he's coming towards you, you're encouraging with your voice. As he gets a foot or so away, that's when you bring this out and say, look what I've got.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we show one more time?
Sure.
Just how to do it?
Boo-Ray, fetch. Okay, I'm going to encourage him back. Oh, we heard the other toy. Okay, I've got the better one.
That shows the two-toy method.
Good boy, good. See, now there's an example of a dog who had been taught not to jump. But there's an example of the timing not being good because he saw this one and he likes it better. So put the one he likes better away until he gets back to you.
Back there. Okay, it's all good advice. I'd kind of like to show off my dog right now and just see. Well, let's just see if he does a good job of fetching. And you know what? He may or may not. And then you can tell me, what I should do instead.
I can critique it for you.
You can take him off the leash for Lou if you want to. Although he'll probably.
I don't think he'll do it if he likes this guy too much. Yeah.
What?
See?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll trade then.
Okay.
Just a little choreography here.
Oh, I don't know, Steve.
That dog.
Getting into
and then
trouble.
there you go. See? That's all you had to do. And how much do it? I can do it in 30 seconds. I really can. All right.
Okay.
All right. This is the big test, Jack. Are you ready? Fetch. And dogs, he's a little slippery. Bring it back. Now, come here, Jack. If I have to call him to come like that.
There's nothing wrong with that. This is about fun.
Okay.
It's not about being rigid and being in a competition.
And
have fun.
I suppose if I do that enough, then he's going to start to get
It'll
into
become
that
habit.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally, real quick, if your dog's not dropping, you might have to teach him drop or give.
And that's why you have him on the leash for control.
All right. Thank you very much, Andrea Arden, our Pet Department trainer. All good advice. Try it at home with your dog, even if your dog doesn't feel like fetching. It's a good play activity. Okay. Here's our question of the day. It has to do with the lack of hair. Can you name any hairless dogs? Believe it or not, they exist, and there's more than one. I'll tell you about them in just 2 minutes.
This portion of FX is brought to you by Advantage, the revolutionary flea control from Bayer. It's all you need to keep your pets flea-free this year. Advantage. Don't give fleas a biting chance.
your veterinarian for Advantage. Advantage. Don't give fleas a biting chance.
As a receptionist here, I can tell you that in this office, if you haven't been using the right toothpaste, the dentist lets you know it.
Wrong toothpaste?
When he goes like this, it means you've got a tartar problem. But this means you've been brushing with Crest Tartar Control.
Tartar forms especially at the gum line, and regular toothpaste can't block that tartar. But Crest has patented tartar blockers that help reduce visible tartar buildup.
How'd it go?
The dentist's choice is Crest Protection.
Nice watch.
Now at Burger King, the Lost World Jurassic Park watches. Collect all 4, each just $1.99 when you buy any value meal.
Is that a Stegosaurus? I don't think so.
I'm Chris Holm, and this is Amelia. I don't think anybody's ever really prepared to be a father. For me and my wife, it's been a whole new world. We share all the responsibilities. Amelia generates a lot of different kinds of stains. It's very important that I do the laundry as well as my wife. I found the Tide website. It's stuff that all parents need to know.
Tide with bleach gets out most of the tough stains Amelia gets into, better than any leading regular detergent, and it helps keep colors bright.
It helps when you know what you're doing. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide. I am a laundry PhD.
Welcome back to Name That Dog. I'm Steve Walker, your host. Andrea Arden, can you name a breed of hairless dog?
There's one I think called an Inca.
That's right.
Inca hairless?
Yeah. We were talking, it's funny because the names get shifted around. Sometimes they call them Guatemalan hairless or Mexican hairless, and I'm not sure if they're the same or not, but I'm going to give you 10 points.
Thank you.
And you move on to the lightning round. Jane Fergus, can you name a breed of hairless dog?
Oh, well, you know, Steve, I can name several breeds of hairless dogs here. Happen to have the Atlas of dog breeds, and we have one right here. Get a shot of the American Hairless Terrier.
Terrier, and look at that one, such a nice looking dog.
Nice and smooth.
Over here. There's another one, putting myself on the spot. It's the Chinese crested. It's a little one, but sometimes they do come with hair, right?
Powder puffs.
Powder puff. Yeah. The Chinese crested. We've had those on the show before.
So we all get 10 points.
That's right. We all get 10 points, and we do move on to the lightning round. Now, I want a couple quick things before we go, because we do have enough time to talk about this. I told the little story about Jack and the Frisbee and how he really didn't get it. So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, Andrea Arden, and ask you, if I wanted to train my dog to catch a Frisbee, can you give us 3 quick tips, maybe?
3?
Or whatever.
Just one.
At this point, any port in a storm, you know? I'll take 1, 2, whatever.
Well, if the dog's older, like Jack is, and he doesn't have a history of enjoying playing with a Frisbee, probably you don't want to play with one that's hard, because you'll do just what you did, you'll hit him in the face.
Frisbees,
so get a soft one. Yeah.
Okay.
And make sure that he likes retrieving other objects first before you have him retrieve something in the air.
Exactly. I think I went about it wrong when I showed it to him and then I skipped to the last step. Too late. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for playing along. And thank you for being here. We'll see you on the next Pet Department. Bye-bye.